First, the top headlines. Kukiyam youth start fresh conflict in New Chekond. District administration shortens curfew relaxation to 1 p.m. for Imphal East and 2 p.m. for Imphal West. Don't interfere in Manipur's affairs, WMC to Mizoram Chief Minister. Kuki militant shot 3 villagers of Moidangpok. And no vulcanizations on ethnic lines, R.K. Ranjan writes to Prime Minister. Hello, welcome to ELITETV's 3 p.m. English News. I'm your host Deemita. Before giving you the news, we requested to follow the SOP given by the government, where face masks on the public, wash hands regularly and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV also requested to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play our part to fight against COVID-19. Now the news in detail. In an unexpected and unfortunate turn of events, a fresh conflict broke out in New Chekond in Imphal East district at around 11 a.m. this morning. The violence broke out when armed Kuki youths entered a Meitei-dominated area. They threatened them at gunpoint and commanded the people to close their shops. Tension is still high in the area. The police and rapid action force personnel have come in and are trying to bring the situation under control. In view of the fresh violence that broke out in New Chekond this morning, the district administration has decided to shorten the curfew relaxation time from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Imphal East and to 2 p.m. from Imphal West today. World Meitei Council organized a meeting of all CSOs at Rajbari, Manipur, Basti, Guwahati on Sunday to discuss the prevailing recipe situation in Manipur. In a release, WMC informed that the meeting made several observations and adopted various resolutions, including the urge the government of India for constitutional protections of Meiteis are enshrined in ST province, implement NRC in Manipur at the earliest, protect indigenous people against atrocities committed by the immigrants in Manipur, and resolve conflict between Meitei and immigrant Tin Kuki people. It also condemned the destructions of Meitei temples and the demand for separate administrations by the Tin Kuki MLAs, and said the Chief Minister of Mizoram should not interfere in the internal affairs of Manipur, and that the current politicians of Manipur should stop playing politics over the current conflict of Manipur. WMC had urged the media houses not to portray the victims as perpetrators. Several CSO leaders from different organizations of Assam, including Ngangam Baldev, Yenkhom Upendra, Khemamayum Dilip and many others attended the meeting.
National media da prithvi media da koi bo billion dong ai koi na home dong na tasing badi perpetrator mi haliba khun tumaliba perpetrator khungjai jeng da sidi victim card anaga maitai na to bune na haibado madugi da maktani ngasi WMC na कोई कनोदा जंतर मंतर दा औदगी दिल्ली की प्रेस क्लब ऑफ इंडिया दा कोई ना मधु न मोइना लाना पाउडर पाउ सदोई दो औदो न्यूट्रलाइज ऑन कोई कोना जर पनी मधु न्यूट्रलाइज तो बदो ngasi फाउ दाइ न खनबरा फना याम नदी एट तंखायम दिन न्यूट्रलाइज तो राय खली मधु दनी कोई मरो कोई नाम की शॉर्ट कोई महाना चौबा रोल में सानै याम फजन प्रेजेंटेशन अखोई मैम को अखोई मैम तौने सिंसे अदुना अखोने न्यूट्रलाइज तौबलो न ngasi ju sida phammi sidi अखोई मसेन औसा हाइबे sidi काइदो मणिपुर जो ngauri ne sida nati मणिपुर द हम काइदो सि द हम ने कजु तो मणिपुर ngasi ai on द लोइना सन्म एबा मोइ ngasi मणिपुर द मीटिंग अनि तौदी क्वाइ कि कनो तौबा मोइ प्रेसिडेंट जिन दो लोइना इतना इम्पोर्टेंट टेलीफोन तौरेबा ai dis fine तौरे असि नि काइदो सि द ngauri बनी Guwahati di laira dana hek Manipur da leiba mayam na ngauri bani kadung sige do ori kharam na kadui Manipur da dharna phambau bale yung ko kanu dharna je dharna ai Manipur di yang mai bo le jani ti sing wa di wa ro kiye na ko ngo kari ba un kari bongo bane kiye na na salon ga tawa thilaga thora ga seida
Though the government of Manipur claiming normalcy returned in the valley, in an unfortunate incident, suspected armed militants have shot 3 villagers of Moidangpok last night. The incident took place around 11:30 p.m. The 3 villagers shot by the suspected Kuki militants have been identified as Thangjum Deepak, K.H. Kiran and Y. Nauton. They are from Moidangpok, Awanglekai and Makhalekai. They got bullet injuries on hand, leg and stomach. Talking to media persons, Nauton, who got bullet injury in hand, narrated about the incident in detail.
Jinja ka tainaba thopon irang khari lai na ko ram da ko phama ma le cheba koi khara lai bujida no je la ga to ro thung thila pai ta re no se ko le ko na thu yi ka no to ka pam ma sakti to school saya kan di masih aham da frigate ada mana maktinat to mal ka pasik mana tung je thilam ba chen ga atop mi ka pa ko security force le jam kai na bi control
Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, the Minister of State for External Affairs and Education, has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi about the threat of vulcanizations on ethnic lines in Manipur. The BJP Manipur, whose Lok Sabha constituency is Inner Manipur, asked the Prime Minister to curb and control with a strong hand and any attempt at breaking up the northeast state where 35 ethnic groups live. Over 70 people have died since May 3rd in clashes between the Meiteis who live in and around the state capital Imphal Valley and the Kuki tribe who are settled in the hills. Over the valley residents demand for inclusion in the scheduled tribe ST category. This is very dangerous propositions for a tiny state having 35 ethnic groups. Peaceful coexistence should be the norm. Naga-Kuki conflict, Meitei Pangan Muslim clash and now Meitei Kuki riot must be threatened as abbreviations. This should be curbed and controlled by a strong hand. No vulcanizations on ethnic lines should be encouraged at any cost, the Minister of State for External Affairs said in the letter. The union minister in later said that the clash between the two communities was triggered by a peaceful rally that suddenly turned violent, and unfortunately activists are giving it a communal color. A few activists are trying to bring in the religious angle that Meiteis are mostly Hindus and the Kukis are Christians. They try to blame the people who are radicalized in the name of religion and culture. If some shrewd minds are trying to create a political demarcations through such heinous crimes, such plans should never be made successful. They can't bluff the union government by putting up a game plan. Sacrificing innocent human lives to achieve a political agenda is unwanted and undesirable. To work out a peaceful coexistence must be the solution. Dismemberment will never be a solution, the union minister said. Mr. Singh asked Prime Minister Narendra Modi to work towards removing the mechanical divisions in Manipur made wider by religious affiliations. We are not to blame any community or ethnic groups. The harmonious relations among ethnic groups are often violated by leaders forgetting their political lens. Myopic politicians often play with the lives and emotions of the common people. They have done enough damage to society. Their tactics trigger unimaginable losses, for instance, the present ethnic inferno. Such local leaders must be identified and condemned, Mr. Singh said. Mr. Singh asked Prime Minister Modi to work towards removing the mechanical divisions in Manipur made wider by religious affiliations. Tensions over the evictions of Kuki villagers and alleged illegal immigrants from reserve and protected forests and the destructions of poppy fields preceded the violence that broke out on May 3rd. The scale of poppy cultivation in Manipur has also spread across 15,400 acres of land in hills between 2017 and 2023, according to data from the State Special Anti-Drug Unit Narcotics and Affairs of Border (NAB). As person will cast a role of central forces in securing the life of commoners and restoring peace in the strife-torn state after a team of Assam Rifles on Sunday briefly impounded licensed guns at Tarinpokpi residents who are guarding themselves from constant attacks from armed Kuki militants. Decrying the seizures and terming it as an act to make the innocent villagers soft targets for the Kuki militants, locals demanded explanations from Assam Rifles why they have confiscating licensed arms from the public without controlling the armed Kuki militants. Following the detentions, local leaders had a talk with CRPF officials on Sunday morning, during which AR personnel also stationed there asked the villagers not to carry licensed guns openly. After the meeting, AR personnel visited the relief camp set up in village on the pretext of inquiring the well-being of the inmates around 10:30 p.m. but carried out intensive searches. They seized a licensed gun and started questioning the civilians as if they were criminals. Following a state-educated meeting of the Mizoram BJP, the party concluded that the demand for separate administrations made by 10 Kuki MLAs in violence-hit Manipur is reasonable. We find the demand of the 10 MLAs for a separate administration reasonable, considering their lives are at risk in Manipur, a resolution adopted by party officials on Thursday said. The party further condemned the atrocities allegedly committed towards Jew descendants during the ethnic clashes in Manipur. We strongly condemn the Manipur government and those responsible for this act. We empathize with those who have suffered due to violence and demand that the Manipur government compensate those who have lost their homes, churches and properties as per the losses, the BJP state unit said. Speaking to East Mojo, BJP Mizoram President Valnaha Monuka said they are not safe under the present government. The state government needs to take swift action to ensure their safety. We find the demand for separate administration quite reasonable. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday was conferred the highest honor of Fiji, Companion of the Order of Fiji, by its PM Sitiveni Rabuka. Prime Minister Modi was awarded with the honor in recognition of his global leadership, with reports stating that only a handful of non-Fijians have received this honor till date. Nagaland Minister and the BJP leader Tenjam Ima Long said that he is sure that BJP will again come to power in 2024 Lok Sabha elections and added that the policies of Congress won't have much impact. If Congress is thinking that they will win 2024 polls just because they won in Karnataka, then that's not the truth, he added. And now let's take a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Babina Diagnostics Manipur da Enhancement oina ingsok lising amaga chamapal marifuhumdoi da linkhatki. Masina awang nongpok Bharat da yamna pak chawna miyoi bagi ana layeng da darkar lakpa makhal kayagi changyeng sing pangthoi. Mayamdugi marakta amatang pallabada radiological investigation su mai pakna pangthokli. Wana hona jaba miyoi bagi sebani khana angamba thakta laibak thiraba ana ayek nanglaba kayagi mateng pangjaba si sakhang biduna awang nongpokta Enhancement oina NABL gi accreditation pibirakhi. Miyam gi pothafam ngainafam testofam report lawfam gi awaba du kokhanduna changfam hangfam pothafam gari parking cafeteria yauna marang kaina leizaraba unit ama oina miyam gi seba tawjari. Unit asida thamjariba matamgi darkar oirakpa equipment singdi 1.5 Tesla MRI, 128 slice CT scanner, mammography, DEXA scanner, digital X-ray, luinana, hematology, clinical chemistry, amadi, clinical pathology, immunology, microbiology, molecular biology, amasung immunohistochemistry studies ki masing yamlaba automated analyzers.
Welcome you all to UNACO School Channel Imphal East, an exclusive co-educational residential school located on a sprawling 50 acres campus just 24 km away from Imphal city. The school will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. Academic session will begin on 1st April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Registration come at Mason open for 2023 and 24 session.
Welcome back and you're watching ELITETV's 3 PM English News. Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav criticized former railway ministers Lalu Yadav, Nitish Kumar and Mamata Banerjee, saying that they used railways as milking cows. Talking about the future prospects of Vande Bharat Express train, he said that the government is planning to launch a sleeper version of the train for distances of more than 500 km by March 2024. Italy's Mount Etna, the most active volcano in Europe, began erupting on Sunday morning, spewing ash on Catania. Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology (INGV) said. A video has also surfaced online showing clouds of ash spewing from Mount Etna. The eruptions of 10,900 feet high volcano forced the Catania airport to shut down and suspend flights. Cameron Green helps Mumbai chase down 200 players total for the 4th time this season as they enter playoffs. MI found themselves back into the corner as far as the playoffs entry went, with RCB having a superior net run rate and needing a win against Gujarat Titans later in the day. After being put into bat first, SRH Mayak Agarwal and Vivran Sama led the way with 140-run opening partnership. MI's Akash Madwal put a stop to the run flow, claiming 4 wickets in a quick time and restricting the oppositions to 205. Needing 201 to win, Rohit Sharma and Cameron Green kept the team's board afloat after losing Ishan Kishan early. Green especially was on song with the bat, striking regular boundaries. He eventually ended with a well-constructed 100 of 47 balls, comprising 8 fours and 8 sixes, as MI race home with 2 overs to spare. They will face LSG in the eliminator on coming Wednesday. Manchester City celebrated the Premier League title success on Sunday, beating Chelsea 1-0 with an early goal by Julian Alvarez in team's home finale at the Sunderland's Etihad Stadium. They had 88 points from 36 matches, 7 more than Arsenal, who have just 1 match remaining. Frank Lampard's struggling Celsius side are languishing in 12th spot with 43 points. Alvarez winner Man City had scored 100 goals at the Etihad this season, equaling the record which they set in 2018-19 for most home goals scored in all competitions in a single season by an English top-flight club. City were crowded champions for the third season in a row and fifth in 6 years a day earlier than expected when Arsenal's 1-0 defeat at Forest doused any remaining hope the Londoners had of catching them. For ELITETV News channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. And now let's take a look at the headlines once again. Kukiyam youth start fresh conflict in New Chekon. District Administration shortens curfew relaxations to 1 p.m. for Imphal East and 2 p.m. for Imphal West. Don't interfere in Manipur's affairs, WMC to Mizoram Chief Minister. Kuki militant shot 3 villagers of Moidangpok. And no balkanizations on ethnic lines are Kiranjan writes to Prime Minister. And that's all for now. For more updates, keep watching ELITETV English News. Thank you and have a great day.